Dennis Waterman, good afternoon to you. How are you doing?
I'm alright, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. Now then, a top show. I've just been speaking to some of the people out there. They thoroughly enjoyed it. It's called Same Time Another Year. What's it about then?
It's about a couple who meet one weekend a year to have a love affair. There was a play written, which I did years ago in the late 70s, called Same Time Next Year, which was very popular, and it was also made into a film, and this is the sequel to that. And it's a really super play about love and getting old, and it's just a very, very nice play.
Would you say it's a comedy?
Well, he builds it as a comedy, but there are certainly, we hope that there will be a few little tears shed as well. There are a few surprises and things, so yeah. But yes, I think it is basically largely big laughs.
Now, I got to tell you, it's not the easiest show to do because surrounding yourself with a crowd, I presume, in the theatre is the easy way out. You're on stage with one other person. How difficult is that?
Strangely enough, I seem to keep doing it. It's absolutely stupid of me. But I keep ending up in two-handers or, even worse. No, I mean, Paul and I, well, at least you know that only two of you can make a mistake, and because you're on stage together all the time, you can drag each other out of any problems. You just once you've learnt it, I mean, you think you'll never learn it, and then once you have, and then you've done it a few times, it's actually, you've got to keep on your toes, but it's not as frightening as people think.
It's been a long tour for you. You've done 7 weeks already, is that right?
Yeah, this is the 7th.
Right.
No, it's not. No, usually tours are a bit longer than this. This is only going to be 9 weeks, so it's fine.
What's next then?
I think I'll have a lay down in a game of golf after this for a while. I haven't got anything planned until next year, where I think I'm going to Australia.
Is it more stressful, do you think? Just talking about having to work, you're 50% responsible for whether the show goes right or wrong. Do you think that adds more stress and therefore makes it more difficult?
I suppose it does, but I'm not actually aware of it. So, if you see what I mean, I'm not one who's. I don't think I'm one who feels stress. Maybe other people can tell it, And it's also, people say, don't you find it very tiring? And you go, nah, it's all right. But then when I get home on Sundays, I don't do a lot, I have to admit. Mind you, that's because I stay out all night when I'm on tour, I suppose. But you can't have everything, can you?
Do you like the social life that goes with it?
Well, here in Nottingham, I'm very lucky because I've got a lot of friends. Because I've played this theatre quite often and I've been, around and about here. I've got several friends here who keep me up, yeah.
You've had a fabulous career. Just to mention a few, the Sweeney Minder will be things that you're best known for. What's it like being Dennis Waterman then? It's an odd question, but
it is an odd question. I've never known anything different, really. It's fine. I quite enjoy it. No, I don't know quite what you mean, actually. What's it like? Just walking around and...
You're a big star, and for all these years you've been so much in the public eye, and particularly when these big shows were on, you must have been followed around and have people bother you in the streets wanting your autograph or even just to say hello. How difficult is that?
Well, the lucky thing about my sort of image, if you have to have an image, is that people firmly believe that they know me. So, I mean, I get a lot of questions. I get asked a lot of times, did you have, because you were always playing a hard man, did you have any trouble? And I didn't. I've never had any problems with that. Apart from the occasional photographer you've got to whack out of conscience. No, I keep saying, oh, come over here and meet my mum, come over and meet my... I get treated like one of the family. So, if it has to happen, I've had it the nicest way. It can get a bit intrusive, but, it doesn't go on forever, it's all right.
What do you enjoy most in show business? Because you do the theatre, you do telly. What do you enjoy the most?
I like theatre. I like it, but I can't do it for too long. I get the repetition kind of gets me after a while. And if the truth be known, I mean, if you're working with a good film crew, there's not much more fun you can have. Not when you're working, but afterwards.
Do you find this harder work? Because, of course, with telly you can repeat things time and time again if it goes wrong. With theatre, you're live, and if you cock up, you've got to get out of it, haven't you?
Yes, yeah, I suppose there is that. The only thing that theatre has it's not the only thing, I mean, you have an audience and so you know how it's going as you're doing it, but is that you're doing it chronologically at least. I mean, if you're working on film, it can be about, your first scene can be the last scene of the script, so you're not always fully prepared for that. No, I kind of just do stuff,
It's just natural.
Well, I've been doing it so long, I suppose, and it's lucky I've been successful because I can't do anything else. So
I'm the same. I talk on the wireless, and they seem to pay and like me for it. So why not?
Keep on, boy.
What's Paula like then? You have to work with her in close proximity. What's she like?
It's we have a very, and it is only luck really. I mean, we've known each other for a long time because I was at school with Richard O'Sullivan, so I used to hang around when they were doing Man About the House, and I did a couple of guest spots in it. And over the years we've met a lot. It's just very lucky that we get on very well, and we work very similarly to each other, and there's been absolutely no problems on this tour at all. It's smashing.
Had you actually worked with her before?
Well, I did. As I say, I did an episode of Man About the House, and also we did a radio play. But both of these were a very long time ago, and we've just been bumping into each other and always, got on very well with each other. But as you say, it is a bit telling when it's just a two-hander and you're on the road all the time, But it's very, very lucky. We've enjoyed it very much.
You are, of course, a professional actor, so I kind of know the answer to this question, but could you work with someone, if you didn't like them, on a show like this when there's only you and that other person? Do you think it would be very difficult, or could you cope?
I've done it with not somebody I didn't like particularly, but who wasn't good enough. She was actually quite a nice person, but and it's bloody hard work if you think, what a waste of a part, and it's more annoying if they can't do it. I think if there's somebody you don't get on particularly well with, it doesn't make that much difference, but if they can't do it, then it does get up your nose.
This is the second one, as we say. We had Same Time next year, Same Time another year, which you're in at the moment. Are we going to have another Same Time in a few years?
Well, it won't be for too long because he's 73 now, the character I play. He finishes at 73, so it could be the same old funeral again. I don't know. That's the writer's prerogative.
As you mentioned earlier, you have played some rather hard men in your time. How did people react to you in the beginning when you were doing these? Did you ever have any bother on the streets from people who took your role a little too seriously?
No, as I was saying earlier, I didn't have that problem at all. We filmed when we were doing Sweeney, when that became successful. We filmed in some horrible places, back streets of some rotten places in London, and we'd have a quiet drink or something. Or try to have a quiet drink now and again, and very large people with very big hands and broken noses would come over, and you think, oh Christ, here we go. And then they go, here, do you know what? You're just like the policeman who nicked me. You're dead ring of it. It was just like you. You must be really good. So we just kind of got away with it. And also, I think if you look sort of historically at the people who have had trouble, they were always quite. I don't know why. It's the bigger they are, the harder they fall. They've always been quite. John Wayne was hit. Ollie Reed was smacked a few times, and well deserved. Generally, I would imagine. No, because I'm an ordinary size, and actually, I live. I'm too ordinary. It's not. There's no point hitting me. Please.
If they brought it back tomorrow, would you do it again?
If I didn't have to do so much running, yeah. I'd have to have a bicycle, I think, this time.
Did you do all the stunts yourself?
Yeah, pretty well, unless there was, unless they were long jumps or off buildings and things. But in the Sweeney, I think we did all the stuff ourselves. I mean, it was ridiculous, really, when you watch it, because we were at a lot of risk, and we were both in those cars going hundreds of miles an hour, and you couldn't tell it was us anyway. So anyway, but yes, we did, and. No, because I've been fairly fit and I can run and fight and stuff. It was very enjoyable.
Dennis, it's great talking to you today. Thank you for sparing the time.
Yes, you're welcome.
If anybody wants to come and see it, it's a top show, Same Time another year. I don't know whether you'll get tickets because it's selling fast, isn't it?
It is looking very good in Nottingham. Yeah, smashing.
Do you think the Nottingham audience has warmed to you very well? Would you say are they coming out in their droves and reacting well to the script?
Well, I think the people who see it, I think what is happening, that the people who saw it, who were here on Monday, have really spread the word. And also, we had 2 fantastic reviews, one on the radio and one in the paper. And hopefully they'll, I don't know, and Paula and I are nice to look at, see us get old. Yeah, we're having a smashing time. I mean, we just did a matinee today, and matinees are always the big fear. You think, oh, blimey, here we go. And it was very, very, very busy, and they loved it, so it was worth doing.
Dennis, thank you so much for taking the time today. Once again, it's same time another year. It's on at the Nottingham Theatre Hall. Come and see it. It's on until 23rd of October. Thank you for talking to us, Dennis.
You're very welcome, sir. Thanks a lot.